Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Ndoles. Welcome back to Agrarian Skies. In the last episode, my audio screwed up again, but we made a whole bunch of. I'll get to that in a minute. We made a whole bunch of ME stuff, and we just need to make a couple more things. I have everything prepared. That's what we're going to be doing today. And yeah, so as you can see, I've set up a little bit of different things. Basically, I improved that. The grinder's off right now because I don't need it, but I did some farming and I got a tomato, so we can turn in a quest. We'll do that right away. Hell's Kitchen. So, 1 tomato. And now we have to do a quest with 10,000 tomatoes. So, oh wow, do we have, wow, we have 3. Oh man, I hit too many. Oh well. So, alright, so my audio went out again. Always does this. This will actually be the last time that the audio fails. I've changed what I've done. How I record. I've talked about this before, but so as you can see, we have 4 ender pearls, which is good. That's what we need. I can't remember what I was making though. I haven't done this. I haven't recorded Agrarian Skies in a couple of days. I don't remember where I was. There's a lot of hoarding quests to do. One of them is stone storage, which I start on in here. Basically, take a bunch of cobblestone, crafted it in a 3x3 square, and hope that you get what you need. Trying to look at the stuff. Okay, so I kind of remember. I vaguely remember what I was doing in this episode. It's been a while since I've recorded this, but this should be the last episode of Agrarian Skies that has the screwed up audio. I believe there will be still a few episodes of other things that are screwed up, but at the very least, Agrarian Skies will not be. And cobblestone crafted in a 3x3 gives you compressed. You craft 9 compressed cobblestone into a grid, and you get a double compressed. And I have just enough for 2 triple. One of the achievement quests is is having to make an octuple cobblestone, which is like, here I have to choose between liquid crafters or cyclic assemblers. So I'm just looking to see how to make them. But the like achievement quest is an octuple, which I don't think it says how much is there, but you need 1 octuple. That's like I want to say it's like 81,000, but I think that's too low. I'm not sure. It's a lot of cobblestone. That's all I know. But we got an extra heart, which I do watch out for, because I have seen one that's been renamed. And then a flux infused pickaxe, which is really nice. Comes in handy because I don't have any pickaxes that will break iron level stuff. All I have is a wooden pickaxe. And so I'm going to finish up here the liquid crafting quest, because there was more parts to it that I didn't realize. I hate that the crafting station connects to the chest. It annoys me, so I'm moving it right here. And I can't remember what I have to make. The liquid food terminal. That's what it's called. Food storage monitor. It's relatively simple. I had all the stuff. I just didn't have it all prepared in the last episode, so I need to make another covered cable and then that's pretty much it for that. It's a lot easier than the other. The crafting monitor, and then we have to make a Lego crafter. I already made the cyclic assembler on accident, so that's really nice. I had confused cyclic assemblers with the energetic infuser, and then I was smelting a lot of grout into seared stone, seared brick, I should say, to make my automatic smelteries. So I'm coming over here. I figured out what was going on with the gravel. It wasn't working, and the reason was I had turned the gravel, the autonomous activator that had the gravel. I had turned it on high to stop it at one point, and I forgot to turn it back. So I was only getting dust sifted, and come up here, and I've noticed that there's a lot of my crucibles that are just filled with lava, so I have plenty of lava production. Power and everything's going good. That is nearly there. On one hand, it sucks that you have to use that much power, but on the other hand, the rewards do give you the power back. And this is the second thing we're crafting. This is redstone furnace. Incredibly useful. It's a furnace that runs off of power. And since power production isn't a big deal for me right now, I want to go ahead and make that. Now, completing another quest, we're going to be making a deep storage tank. This is something I never really use. I like the tanks from open blocks a lot better, but you can store liquids in it. It's a multi-block structure. It's not bad. It's just not needed for me. I have no use for it. Store my heart and good reward bag. Let's see what we get. I actually don't remember what I got. Cherry jelly and blackberry jelly or juice. That's okay. There used to be a quest in the food stuff that was making one of everything. And yeah, the cherry jelly is fairly simple to make. So that's kind of a meh quest. There was a quest where you had to make every food item, and that one was tedious. So my crops are coming along nicely. I've got what I want for the time being, and then I have room to expand up above. And I have a ton of seeds. Most of those I won't ever need. And I moved all the seeds over into that one chest. I kept the trees over there, and those barrels. So spoilers, those barrels were intended for. I'm talking about the mob essence. We're gonna be using that with something we'll be crafting soon. Still haven't got any mycelium. So I have finally, a couple episodes in the future, I have actually gotten the mycelium, and I made all those barrels so that I would be able to make the my soul sand farm, and they're actually still sitting there, so I never got around to using them. So dirt goes in there. I'd been making dirt. I've still been doing that. There's better ways than using zombie flesh. Leaves are the best, but alright, so this is the thing that we're going to be making that's going to be using the mob essence. This is the auto spawner from Mine Factory Reloaded, and it requires a pretty good area, but we can't really do anything with it until we get soul sand, because we need a gas tier to make I believe I'm looking it up right now. It's a safari net, and if I see an S pop up, I know that's what. Dark glass. Oh, we're going to be making dark glass as well, which is just thickened glass, which is fairly simple. Blackout curtains and black dye, which we have plenty of ink sacks to make. Dark glass blocks out all light, It's an opaque block that you can see through. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the blackout curtains, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and at least start making that. Wool is easy to get right now because I can just grab it from the string from my mob farm, and it doesn't matter what color wool you make, you always get the blackout curtains. The thickened glass is the more challenging, but it's not even that challenging. It's just glass and some sand, and then you smelt that up. And I have 8 stacks of ink sacks, so I'm good right there. Eventually I do organize my chest a little bit better. And I think I'm talking about the auto smeltering that I'm going to be making as well. But today I think what I want to do is start steel production. And what am I looking up? The liquid crafter. Oh, I have to make a liquid crafter for that quest. It's pneumatic servo. Those are relatively easy. Portable tanks are easy. Just takes glass. Books are probably the most challenging thing for me right now. But now that I have the reed farm, that's not a big deal. The more difficult part is the leather, which looks like I have 1 leather. And I don't have enough glass. So, do I have any sand? I have sand. Yeah, I have plenty of sand. And now that I have the new redstone furnace, it'll cook the sand up really quickly. So I just stick that in there, and that's almost there. We do get the power back in the form of the yellow power cell. I can't remember which one that's called. It's not resident. It's the one before that. Redstone energy cell, I believe that is. What am I looking for? Redstone. Yep, we're gonna need a couple redstone. Just 2. No, 2. I will regret that. And then some iron. Also gonna need some copper. But I'm just gonna... Nope, other way. Oh, I only needed 1. Never mind, I was wrong. It's hard to craft sometimes. NEI is actually incredibly useful for all these mod packs. I have 1 portable tank and 1 plastic sheet. I love that I got the reward for the machine frames. Nope. Yeah, I have some plastic. And I just need to make another portable tank, which will take some glass and some copper. Redstone furnaces go so quickly. It's super nice. And then the books is the last thing. And there's something what goes on top? Oh, workbench. Yeah, that's simple. I just have to go over to my tree farm and grab some wood. Nope. Wood. There you go. And then the only thing left I need to make is the books, which I could kill one of the cows. I don't actually remember if I do. I do, because I breed them. I want a few cows because of pink slime. So in order to get pink slime, which is something you need for the laser drill, which we'll get to at a later episode. It's actually something I made in the last episode I recorded, to give you an idea of when I did that, dating my content. The only way to get pink slime is through the slaughterhouse, which kills passive mobs and gives you meat and pink slime. And it's a liquid pink slime, and then you... By the way, if you shift right click or shift left click the barrels, it'll give you only 1 item. But the pink slime, it's liquid form from the slaughterhouse. Then it becomes... I don't have any reeds over here, do I? I do. it becomes liquid form, and then and then once you have a bucket worth, you just place that in the world, and it congeals into a pink slime. And I made a mistake. And I think here I was deciding whether or not to go and find another workbench, and I do, because there's one right here. But the pink slimes, you need the pink slime balls for the laser precharger, for the mining laser. We'll get to that point later. It's very useful, but we made the liquid crafter, and I think that's the end of that quest. It is. So, flux crystals are pretty simple, and I don't really have much of a use for them. Reactor casing is much more complicated to make, and I believe that's what I go with. The graphite bars and the steel ingots, yellorium ingots. Graphite's easy to get. It's just smelting coal. Yellorium is just from sifting sand. I have a bit of yellorium just kind of sitting around, but the steel is more difficult, and I go ahead and take that just because it saves materials. So we unlocked a lot of the liquid crafts, the liquid gathering quests, and we actually have one of them complete. Jelly cryotheum, that's something that we're going to be using the taiga biome, the snow blocks over there. I don't even know how to get biofuel. Mob essence, we can go get that, and I think I actually do. It looks like I'm going to. And a lot of these quests, what happens is they want 1 unit of the liquid, so like 1 bucket of mob essence, and it's going to detect it, and then it's going to unlock a quest where you need like 10,000 mob essence. So, yeah, 160,000 millibuckets. So, what is that? 160 buckets? 1,600. I'm not even sure. It's a lot of mob essence. Liquid meat that we'll get from the slaughterhouse. Milk, which we already have. We need a lot of milk. That is a lot of milk. The rancher will help with that. Sewage, mushroom soup. Some of them aren't too bad to get. Some of them are a little bit more annoying. Having a big mob farm, specifically with the passive mobs, in my choice cows, it makes it a lot easier. But that's what I'm going to be using the auto spawner for. I'm going to use the auto spawner to kind of cheese breeding the cows, so I don't have to waste all my wheat. So I'm just putting away things, everything. I saw some leather, that's in there, yep. Inventory management, always fun. And I did some math to get how many seared bricks I was going to need. I messed up on the math. I have way too many, but it's whatever. What we're going to do now is making the high oven, which it talks about in this book. I suggest reading it. It's not very long, and it's very useful. The high oven will allow you to make steel. It acts like a smeltery as well, so you can smelt any of your ores in it, but ores will not mix. You cannot get alloys like a smeltery can. So it's good on that part. But I'm going to come over here, and then I'm just going to build it right in here. And it's a 3x3 structure, and you can make it variable heights, and the height does matter, more so than just the smeltery. With the higher the smeltery, the more liquid it can hold, the more items it can hold. With the high oven, it's not only that, but also, and unlike the smeltery, it does not need to have bricks on the outside. you just do this, yeah. But I'm going to make it like this. And I can make it one more high. And then all I want to put in is the controller, and I think it's the drain, yeah, the liquid control, the output. And there it goes. Now, it's not going to work unless it has a redstone signal. It just needs a lever. And it does not run off of coal. It only runs off of charcoal, or if you have like Railcraft installed, it's which isn't in this mod pack. You can use coal coke, but normal coal, the explanation is it has too many impurities, which is why I made some charcoal. And I'm going to put it in there, and it's not going to do anything because it needs power. I forgot about that. Or not. I just didn't get around to it yet. So it's just a simple matter of putting a lever, and the high oven needs to heat up. So charcoal blocks are by far the best. And then I'm going to take 3 blocks of iron, and it's going to need some, I think they're reducers. I'm going to look it up, but an oxidizer and a purifier. Essentially, it needs redstone, sand, and gunpowder. I wish you could click those to kind of jump, but the recipes are given. So iron with gunpowder, redstone, and sand will give you steel. You can make pig iron, nether quartz, all sorts of stuff. But the big thing that I want is steel. I'm going to need quite a bit of steel, so I'm just going to take a stack of gunpowder. I have so much of it. I have blocks of it. Take some sand, and then redstone, which I'll get to in a second. I don't know if the order matters. I don't think it does, but it might. I have some blocks of redstone, so I'm just going to take a few. And as you see, it's heating up. So unless the high oven is at a certain temperature, it's not actually going to melt the metal or turn the iron into steel. There's a specific temperature that it has to be at, and in order to increase the temperature, I'm checking here for the order. In order to increase the temperature, you need to have the 4 blocks like I do. I believe that the setup that I have will allow the high oven to go all the way up to 3,000 degrees. And the way it works is each layer. So this basic structure is a 3x3x3, and any layer you add up to, I think you can add up to 8 total layers. It adds 500 to the total temperature, and so mine is at 3,000 degrees, which I believe you'll see at the end of the episode. It will get there by then, and we're so close. I'm just trying to decide what to do while I wait for things to heat up and all that. So yeah, 4 layers, it increases the temperature. I think this is the minimum you need to make steel. I don't think 3 layers will get it hot enough. But while I'm waiting, I can set up my liquid duct. Another lever. So many levers that you need. Unless you want to make like pneumatic servos, But it's already made some steel, which is awesome. Wow, that blacked out for a second. I will have to fix that. So it might cut off a little, but so I went ahead and made a casting basin because I want to keep the original one with that smeltery. Because even though after I'm going to make the auto smeltering, I do want to have the ability to make alloys, especially Invar. Invar is incredibly useful. It's used a lot. Coming over here, add some more saplings and grab some wood. Planter's there, might as well use it. This post-commentary stuff is hard. I don't really remember what was going on, and I don't have much to say. I'm just making my typical setup. Because it's more fun to just, place the metals that I want and walk away. Now, the process of making this stuff has different chances of using the oxidizer, reducer, and the purifier. So the sand, gunpowder, and redstone. And this is, I'm just making basic armor. I hope you all have all seen this before. But so the sand, I believe, is a 100% chance of use. Every time you make steel, it will use the sand. And then the gunpowder and the redstone have a much smaller chance. But I'm just kind of organizing stuff up. So the steam turbine is one of the next quests. And the steam turbine itself isn't too bad to make. But the turbine housing, it takes steel graphite, which we know that's pretty simple to make. But it takes cyanite, which you cannot craft easily. It's a byproduct of the big reactor. So in order to get the cyanite, you have to make a big reactor. Using, I believe it's called a cyanite reprocessor. And then what happens is the eulorium turns into cyanite, which is the waste product. And then you turn the cyanite into eulorium, you turn the cyanite into plutonium. And it's another fuel source like eulorium. It's actually fairly similar, so we can't really continue with that quest line yet. There is one of the rewards of one of the quests that will give you the option of having cyanite, and I typically take it because there's nothing else that's really good. And hey, our resonant flux capacitor is done. We can complete the learning to Skyblock quest. And I don't want any of the generators. I have no use for them. I can make them if I wanted them. But the redstone energy cell gives us the stuff back. And we got an Unbreaking 3 book. Not particularly useful. The way those work is we need to make a printing press. As you can see, the energy cell it gave us was really nice, but we completed Skyblock. Yay. And now we need to make a graphite bar, and out of those I'll probably take the eulorium. You can get plutonium, like I said, through the Reese processing, so it's not that difficult to get. So I'm just going to smelt up a piece of coal, make some graphite. That quest is incredibly simple. We are going to need a lot of graphite. And that's all for that quest. That's silly. We got a full heart. We got a yellow heart canister, which is great. It's going to increase our life. we have the flight potion now. So I can go and fly up and grab some clouds, which I'm going to do right away. That is one of the quests that does not have any further quest lines with that. I believe it's 100 clouds you have to grab. After you do it, you're done. And I actually don't know what the best tool to use is on the clouds. They break so easily. But they're very weird. Because you sink into them. But with the flight potion, flight for 18 minutes, it's such a nice potion. You don't want to be flying when you break the clouds, though. Now, with the flight potion, there is something in blood magic that will allow you to refill the potion flasks. I believe it's just called a refilling agent. So that's really nice. I don't know for sure, but I think that it will work to keep the length of the potion the same. But this is going to be kind of boring. I'm just going to be collecting clouds because I have time. I don't really have anything else prepared, so I might as well. Clouds are weird. They just work weird. Not in real life. Like, clouds in real life are normal. I'm a scientist. I kind of know how clouds work, but these clouds, they have so many just quirks that makes it weird to stand in. Because you sink through them, but you don't if there's some, like, it. I don't even know how they work. But this is the last episode that's going to have the postcom for Agrarian Skies, at least. At least I hope. My new system recording, the audio is recorded separate, so my voice is recorded separately. So if it fails, then that will suck, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm just putting in the yellow heart canister. As you can see, I have a little bit of a yellow heart showing up. And I can't count. 64 plus 16 is not 100. It's 80. So I'm going to get down here, and I'm going to find that out in a second. Putting my potion... shooting my bow. That potion is so valuable. And it's under 4 of the hoarding. The reactor warm-up, that's a quest that I will make later, and we can get the cyanite ingots, and that's actually what I go for. It's better than the heart or the yellorium, because I can get yellorium. That's renewable. I am going to use the big reactor, but I'm not going to use it that much. The laser drill is huge. That's going to get us nether ores. In particular, it's going to get us cobalt and ardite, which will give us the molten, however you say that, manilium. But my potion is wearing out, and I'm not realizing it, because I only have 80 clouds. So we got a lot of stuff to do yet. A lot of stuff with Thaumgraph. Blood magic is kind of at a standstill for the time being. I forget about that Monster Hunter quest. We need 30 resonant flux capacitors, and I think they need to be charged. That's going to be a fun quest. Like, power-wise, that's not bad. It's just, it's going to be bad because of all the stuff we need. And 20 more. I still do have 14 minutes of flight, so it's not a huge deal. I'm still going to take the potion just in case. I don't want to, like, fall to my death. But I am a derp. I forgot about that Monster Hunter quest, though. Not that it matters too much. I don't know how many monsters you have to kill, but there's a lot of quests that we need to do still. But but we are making progress. The series is going to be probably fairly long. I think most of the people that's played it, at least to completion, have had a lot of episodes or done a lot of stuff off camera. I'm not the best at designing systems. I'm trying to get better at that, though. And so a big portion of this map is designing systems that will just automate stuff and you walk away. And it's difficult for me to do that. So we have a bunch of reward bags, a good, greater, and an epic. And I need to see what's in them. So the good bag has probably nothing good. Sorry about the alarm. If you could even hear that, I don't even know. So in the good bag, Neon Tetra, don't really care. That's mariculture. I don't plan on getting into Flux Droplet, which is probably it's a glowstone, and can make magnesium. That's kind of meh. Not big into mariculture. Another iron ore. That's okay. The laser drill will get us all the nether ores that we could ever want. And then bottled natural gas. Again, mariculture. I don't really know much about that mod. I'm learning though, but those resorts were kind of meh. But we have a bunch of stuff left to do. A lot of liquid quests. Hell's Kitchen, so many food quests. I could do that. I could do a lot of those quests right now, but need to make a jetpack. That's not too difficult to do. I don't believe I'm going to do that in the next episode, though. I recently did that, so I know I don't do that in the next episode. But yeah, so next time I believe I set up the auto smelting system, and so the area is going to look a lot different. Because I'm going to do that a lot of that off camera. Actually, I think I set up some of it. I don't remember what I do, but I'm going to do something in the next episode. And it's good to turn off your high oven when you're not using it, so you don't waste fuel. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.